What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Very popular series we do here on the channel, Viewer's Choice, where I throw out a community tab, ask for questions, comments, and concerns, and then I answer those in a Viewer's Choice. This time, the community tab got almost 100 questions, comments, and concerns. I picked the top 11 that tickled my eyeballs, and let's get it. And as always, shout out to the Point of View crew, shout out to the joiners, and let's kick this off. JFM. Hey, homeboy, you hit me like with 5 good questions. I only like to pick one per person. Definitely have yours on backup. Yeah, some good ones, homeboy. Thank you for participating. In this one, you said, hey, JFM wants to know how common is it for shot callers to go on a mission? Not very common at all. Almost unheard of. It would only happen as if there was no one there to handle it, no one would step up, and dude was in a position he kind of had to do it. At the same time, you would not want to follow or have a shot caller who does not have a proven track record of doing things. You would never want to have someone ask you to do something that you feel they wouldn't do themselves. But, with that being said, one time I went into D4, law school reception. I showed up from county jail. I'm standing there waiting for my cell to crack. I hear, Splinter, Splinter. I look over, it's the homeboy Tom, SGV. I roll over to the door. What's up, brother? I'm talking to him. Next to him is a dude that has the keys to the building. He's from P9. I cannot remember his name at this time, so I also met him since I was at the door. I said, hey, brother, how's your day going? He said, man, kind of rough. Out on the yard today, I had to do a removal. I had to get rid of somebody. And it's so unheard of, I was shocked when I heard that. I was like, you got the keys to the building? You had to get rid of somebody? What's up with that? He's like, well, no one could step up. No one could do it. No one was available. Everyone was slow playing. I just had to make it happen. I said, well, hey, check this out, homeboy. Next time you're in that position where you feel like you need to get rid of somebody, hit me up. I guarantee I won't slow play. Essentially raised my hand. And as soon as I did, I regretted it because A, I'm no longer in the position where I feel like I have to prove myself. I did that on my P number. I'm back on an F number. I'm solidified. I don't need to be raising my hand. But I did. And sure enough, the very next day, he sends me a kite saying, hey, homeboy, you still down to do something? Got to get rid of this dude. And me and Turtle from Ontario handled it. It was for a booger reason. I didn't feel the dude had to go, but we got rid of him. So I raised my hand and stepped up. But no, brother, shot callers never handle anything if they could help it. Animal from Purdue. I have a doing time with San Bernardino Woods with Purdue video coming up real soon. A lot of times when you hear IE, a lot of people want to just think of Riverside County. But oh no, trust and believe, there's San Bernardino County at IE, and they're all the way with the business. One of the most downest woods I've ever met in the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation is the wood from Purdue. Solid as they get, homeboy. And so trip on this. Animal from Purdue says, a situation where you meet someone in county jail or prison, you're tight with them, and then you get out and you're just not gelling. You get out there and try to kick with them and ain't nothing like it was inside. Yes! Very common, because for one, drugs change people. I mean, a grip of times. If I had a nickel, for every time I was cool with someone in the pen, I get outside and meet them, and they're acting funny style or different, dude, I wouldn't be able to pick up my nickels. I'd be like dragging around. Hey, you want a nickel? Nickel for you? Nickel for you? For instance, the Homeboy Stretch. Good, solid dude. With him on the farm a couple of times. He had the keys both times I was there with him. Good dude. Solid. There was this Paisa. Dude had the keys to the Pisces, and he's real big. And everyone's all pumping him up like, damn, this dude's hella solid. This dude has hands. Stretch got tired of hearing about how tough this Paisa dude was, the new Paisa shot caller, that he went and jammed him up for a head-up fade, a one-on-one. He's like, no disrespect, no tension, no problem. I'm just curious, dude, if you really know how to chuck him, let's just get it. And they sat there and got busy in a cell. Cops, not a cell, my bad, in a dorm, out in the middle minimum of the farm. The cops didn't hear it, so they didn't come rushing in. And, bro, it was a good one. They went from their shoulders. But Stretch on the streets ain't that nice. I bumped into him at a store when I was living in an apartment on Plans, and it was like my pad would be like an in-between. Like, he'd be hanging out over here, and on the way traveling, he'd like stop on my pad. I felt like my house was like on the way somewhere or something, a little in-between spot. And he'd always show up fighting with his girlfriend, hardcore fighting and yelling, just bring all this drama to my pad. And he'd want to come over a couple times in a row and change clothes. Get rid of the clothes him and his old lady were wearing, put some of my clothes on. But he's 6'6", so my shit's hella tight on him in high waters, and his girlfriend's 5'2", so my shit's hella baggy on her, and they go walking out, and I'm like, no, you guys don't look suspicious at all. No, never that. And when he's in my room, and I'm getting close for him, I remember looking at him and thinking to myself, who is this dude? Do I even know him? One time he took off on me, swung on me. I mean, so there's that. What kind of guy is that? He would have never done that kind of jail, homeboy. Just he got a little bit trippy. He swung on me once. And another time I bumped into him by accident. He's like, hey, homeboy, let's go hit this lick. Let's go this and do this and that. And I was on board. He was explaining to me. I was like, yeah, dude, yeah. But I start getting weird vibes on him. I'm like, no, dude, no. I'm like, do I want to freaking run amok with this fool? I was like, oh, yeah, I'll meet you there. And I didn't. Bumped into him 2 years later. I had forgotten about that, but he remembered. I thought it was going to be a fist fight. He's like, hey, man, you're supposed to meet me. You're supposed to go do this and that. And I'm like, no. I was like, oh, yeah. Well, I got to go. So he doesn't make it all the time. Animal from Purdue. So, NorCal Tim. Having to function while sick. Bro, it's a nightmare. Having to function while sick. Now, if you go in kind of jail kicking, you get 2, maybe sometimes 3 weeks to heal up and be back to your normal self before you have to program with workout and before they start taking you too serious at all. You're allowed to just lay there and just lick your nuts. But what about if you get strung out in there? One time it was really hardcore for me. When I was in New Delano, everyone was taking these morphine pills. They were getting them from black dudes in the pill line. It was a big old issues. A bunch of woods got in trouble. And they said, look, no getting pills from the pill line. But I had my own morphine. I had a big old rack. I had like 50 of them. I was not getting them one at a time from the pill line. So when they said woods could no longer take the pills, I felt that just applied to them with the pill line. What about me and my 50 racks? I want to keep popping these. I mean, my 50 pills and my 10 racks, whatever it was. So I kept taking them. Having A, hide that I'm high-ish. Now I'm supposed to be hiding the pills, and I was filling them. And then B, when they wore off and I start kicking, I had to hide that, because why would I be kicking? No one's supposed to be using anything. So it's really kind of like a pain in the ass. But it is rough programming your kid and you're sick. No doubt about it. It's a pain in the ass, man. So, I knew I had more for you, brother. Good thing I can refer to my notes. I go in, sick as a dog kicking heroin. I go into county jail, central receiving. You're only there like a day or a night. It's in Bakersfield, maybe 2 days. And they ship you out to Lerdo. Well, I was there and I get in a fight with a guy. Because I came in with a little bit of black. I hooped it and I took it out. It was just enough for me. I didn't want to share with nobody. I didn't want to offer nobody. I was sneaking in the corner. I was doing it. This wood was up pacing. This older guy. By older, I mean like 40. But he's like healthy and he was pacing. And he came over and sat in my bunk. After I just got doing it. And he's like, hey man, don't get me in trouble. If the cops come in here and see that, you better own up to your shit. And I was like, what, motherfucker? And he tackled me. The reason why he felt comfortable doing that to me is because they start calling people to step out to go to the minimum. They're just like, people in B4, step out, going to the farm. Gate would open. Inmates in B5, step out, going to the farm. Gate would open. He was waiting for our gate to open. For whatever reason, the first 2 gates opened. And maybe they were spending time handcuffing him. Our gate didn't open as fast as he thought it would. She came over and tackled me, cheap shot at me, because he said that I was doing dope and I was going to get him in trouble somehow. He thought he would rough me up and the gate would open, he'd go running out. But then he jumped up off me, and I wasn't done, I wanted more. I felt like you got the best of me that time by cheap shotting me and then tackling me in my own bed. So I jumped up, tried to swing at him the best I could. I did get high. I was sick. I'm used to slamming. So a little tiny bit of snorting. Took the edge off, but I was still not feeling well. And the gate did open up. Cops came by. They heard a ruckus. Took him out. Took my name down. And they left me there for 5 days. I didn't get a write-up, but they knew there was an altercation. And for all I know, when they took that dude out, handcuffed him, he told on me. All I know is they would not take me to the farm. They wouldn't take me to pretrial. I sat there for 5 or 6 days in CRF, and you never stayed longer than a day or two. And it was a head fuck the whole time. Because I'm sick as a dog, and I'm thinking, man, if I was up there, Lerdo, I'd be able to get well. I'd be able to get something. And the new guys were coming in. I'm looking at them, you guys got anything? Like, no. And I'm thinking, they're lying. I think I can hear people down the tier mixing stuff up. And I'm like, oh, they're getting high down the tier. Shoot a kite, send a verbal. Hey, Wood, anybody bring anything in? No, there's nothing here. And I'm sick thinking they're all lying. So yeah, when you're kicking them boy in there, I mean, you might have like a little head fizz like me and think people are holding out. Who knows? But bro, this sucks ass. Programming while kicking. So, sewer shark. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Worst discipline for a small infraction you ever seen. What's the worst punishment you ever seen for just a minor little infraction? Bro, this is the easy one. Because when I first started going to Wasco reception, they did not give you any sort of a shoe. They gave you a shower shoe, that's it. As I start going, years later, they eventually start giving those, they call them the Jap flaps. They had like the, hey, out their way! They had the brown little sole and like the black shoe, like the swap meet little thing. They gave the little Jap flaps out. And you'd have to have your shoes on at all times. No walk around in shower shoes, of course. Shoes in the day room. But before they gave out the jack flaps, what they would consider a shoe would be a sock. So if you would dare to come to breakfast with your shower shoe without socks on, with those toenails kicking up dust and those toe hairs and just the smell and the fungus, you would get your ass beat. And usually not even a warning or head up like, hey homeboy, make sure you have your socks on tomorrow at breakfast. Just if someone's seeing you at breakfast, you did not have your socks on your shower shoe, they'd follow you back to your bunk and, dude, you'd get, bro, knocked out, homeboy. You get the floor, you wipe it up with you, clean the walls, try to roll you on out for being so disgusting, but really is disgusting, I don't know. Homeboy, make sure you have those socks on with the shower shoe at breakfast. See people get broke off. And you know, one time, they wanted me disciplined for this. I made earplugs. I took a part of the mattress, and I took a piece of plastic, and I made some earplugs from the trash bag. And I put them in, because it's loud there, people have some neighbors, so I had to get some better sleep. Well, for breakfast, I had them in my pocket. For whatever reason, they were standing there searching us as we came in, and the cop found them. He thought they were drugs. Shut the whole program down, handcuffed me, took them in the room, broke them out, called investigators. I'm like, they're earplugs. They didn't want to break into them. They wanted to put them in a danger, like a red bag. Held up breakfast for over an hour. I sat there handcuffed, laughing, for the most part, because how stupid they're earplugs. Food got cold. Everybody got hungry. Messed with the day room. People are like, discipline Splinter for that. And they didn't. I had to work out, though. They made me do burpees like 5 days. When I say they, I'm talking about the Pisces and the Southside from Town of the Woods. Discipline them for messing the program up. And they're like, we might discipline him for wearing earplugs. He should be aware and alert at all times. But I told them I only have one in. Is what I told them. They didn't say, how come you got caught with two? If they would have said that, I don't know what I would have said. But they did get mad at me for having earplugs. I did have to do burpees every day for a week. Nichols 530. How much time have you done in write-ups alone? How much time have you lost between your 2 terms and all your violations? Kind of hard to calculate, because you figure when I did that year flat for a stabbing, I stabbed someone 3 times on the street. I beat it in court. They dropped it to a misdemeanor brandishing a weapon, but I did a year flat. Now, when you go to prison for 365 days on a violation called a year flat or a bullet, you can't lose time, because you're already maxed out doing the 365-day violation. So I went to CMC West with that in mind and kicked up dust. I got this tattoo on my throat. I went to chow. They're like, hey, write up, fresh tattoo. So what? Can't lose no time. But I did jack my points from like a low level 2 to a high level 3. Your points could change. So, hard to calculate. Also, you get time back. Caught in a battery, and you could file to get that time. It take 90 days. You could file to get the time back. So it's kind of hard to say. On my assault with a weapon, I lost over 6 months. And I was not guilty. At the end of the day, found not guilty because they did not find the weapon. But here I am, past my out date, lost 6 months. How can you give me back time? Can't do it. So other than that, I'd say over a year, but not 2 years. In between a year and 2 is how much time I lost in all. But I'll tell you what, I almost got in a hardcore fight with the homeboy Turtle from Ontario. We were celled up. When we did that battery, I told you about the dude from P9. I was on a violation. And I was under the assumption that you could file and get your time back whether you were doing a term or violation. I didn't know that if you're doing a violation, you couldn't get your time back for battery. So I was on a term, and I got mine, I got the time back. It just didn't click like, oh, there's different rules for term or violation. I just figured you get your time back. Turtle, my cellie, is telling me, no, bro. We're talking about the battery. He was there on a term. He's like, I could file, get my time back. You being a violator cannot. And I was like, what? That doesn't sound right. That's like news to me. So I want to shoot a kite to the woods or catty corner. Hey, excuse me on the tier. Hey, Santa Barbara. They're both from Santa Barbara. Hey, shoot your line. I was going to say, hey, what's up with getting time back? Turtle felt insulted. He's like, dude, if you ask them, I mean, you're not taking my, are you calling me a liar, he's saying. I'm like, no, but it's like, can I get a second opinion? Like, I hear you. I'm not calling you a liar. It sounds, okay, all right, I just want a second opinion. I want to get my time back, basically, and you're telling me I can't. So it's like, I want someone to tell me I can. But, bro, we almost chucked him over him feeling disrespected by me asking somebody else. So, yeah. What's up with that then? So, hey, Benny Mac. Can out-of-state woods hold the keys? No, never that. But then again, when I was at Soledad, North Yard, a dude who had the keys for the woods was named Alabama. I gotta believe he's from Alabama. His name's Alabama. I mean, how would you end up a name? Is he from, like, you know what I'm saying, SoCal, California, and he came one day, Alabama, because that's my favorite, like, college football team or something. I don't know. Alabama. But I know that dude got hit with a box cutter on his throat. You know the craziest thing about that? I hope I can relay this to you. I hope I can, like, you can pick up and I'm putting down. Because the feeling I got. Kind of hard to express feelings. But I was back in the hole for an assault with a weapon. Hitting somebody with a sock and a lock. Alabama got his throat cut with a box razor. The dude who cut his throat handed off the razor and took off walking. The dude who got the razor flushed it. While that's happening, 2 dudes jump in Alabama. Boom, boom, boom. The cops come. They see 2 dudes beating him up. They take him off. They see the throat. They don't see a weapon. They bust him for assault and a weapon. End up dropping it later because they couldn't find the weapon. Same thing happened to me. The dude who did the slicing, though, ended back up in the hole for a non-adverse transfer because they were getting all the skinheads out the yard. And he's a skinhead. So he's being transferred with no discipline. I saw him. We're going to committee. I think I was in the shower. He was going to committee. We seen each other somehow. And we're talking for a little bit distance. He's like, what's up, Splinter? I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? He's like, you're back here for assault with a You're back here for assault with a weapon? I go, yeah. And he's like, damn, dude. He looked at me with like, you're crazy, fool. I couldn't believe he was looking at me and treating me like I was some psycho crazy-ass dude because I hit someone with a sock and a lock. And I'm thinking, no, you're the crazy one. You freaking got someone with a box cutter. He had to get out of here on a freaking helicopter. Dude, I hit just had to put like a little bandage on. Like, hey, walk stiff and a little bit red for a couple of days. But he looked at me like, damn, dog. And I was thinking to myself, no, damn, dog, about you. But anyways, be that as it may, homeboy, out-of-state woods cannot. But you see dudes with Texas have the keys. Like, is he from Texas? I don't know. Hey, haunted bathtub. Do all prisons have the same food? Yes. All the prisons have the same damn food, man. They're always going to have fish on Friday. Because the Catholics can't have meat. Fish Friday. But they all have cinnamon roll on Wednesday or Tuesday. But different pins. Brother might have a different cinnamon roll. But it's all cinnamon roll. Some are bigger, some are smaller. They have the coffee cake. Of course, they all have spaghetti. They all have the same shit. Same ingredients. It's all nasty. My favorite is the Grand Slam on Sunday morning. It's a straight up big breakfast. A Sunday morning breakfast with the fried eggs and the sausage and the potatoes and the toast. Everything fire, bomb. Yeah. So that's what's up with that. Now, really got my feelings hurt, man. This was a rough one. When I went into jail and I was kicking. Like Van Damme, homeboy. I was kicking. And food made me sick to even smell it or even look at it. I was eating candy. I was giving my breakfast and dinner trays away. I was giving the sack lunch away. I was keeping the Kool-Aid and the cookie. Just yuck. Then one day at dinner time, dude, it just hit me. I was hungry. I got my appetite back. I am starving Marvin. Oh, I got to get some food, man. And there, it was Fish Friday. I was going to make love to this fish sandwich, bro. I couldn't wait, dude. I was like, oh, man, I'm going to eat this fish sandwich. I'm going to eat the whole tray. I need some food. I'm hungry, finally. They gave me the tray. I sat down. I think I tucked a napkin in here on my fork. And I was like, wait, I need Kool-Aid. So I grabbed my cup, and I went to go make Kool-Aid. And the woods just went on my freaking meal like vultures. They said they were so used to me just setting my tray down and walking away. But I'm pretty sure they clearly heard me say, no, I'm going to eat it. But I came back and it was gone, bro. And I almost shed a damn tear. I wanted to eat so damn bad. I ended up getting a soup, but it wasn't the same. I was feeling that fish sandwich. Yep, it's all the damn same. D-Money. Have family member that went PC. Did you have to avoid him on the streets? You just had a cousin went PC. No, I did not avoid him. Dude, trip out on how he went PC, bro. He's at Centinela. The Woods and the Southsiders make some wine. They're all drinking. One of the Woods gives a black guy, takes a black guy's cup and dips it in there and gives it to him. And then some Southsiders come drink. They realize what happened. A big old riot kicks off. My cousin Michael goes to the hole over that riot. He paroles from the hole. Now, if you parole from the hole, when you come back, you got to go back to the hole so you can figure out why you're there in the first place. He paroles from the hole, Centinela. He comes back, gets busted again on violation, goes to the hole, D6, Wasco, State Prison. He gets there and they want him to whack his cellie. Dude, he's not built like that. It's not his cup of tea. He's not a gangster. He doesn't even pretend to be. He's not about to whack his cellie. He went ahead and rolled it up. And I seen him on the streets after that. I didn't, you know, of course I didn't avoid him. One time I'm in county jail on the farm and he snuck it out there to get in tobacco. Someone saw him and caught him in his dorm. He was like, no, you're a PC. They made him fight 2 dudes, 2 different one-on-ones, and they made him leave. That's happened with that. So, trip on this, man. Green-eyed Gemini. Difference between jail and prison. Music. Music. In prison, they give you Walkmans, and it makes such a difference. I think someone had the question, do you like music in prison? Yes, it's Mando. Man, it takes you away. You'll hear songs that remind you of the streets, give you some deja vu. Bro, you can't do without music. I remember one time in pre-trial, in the cells, in county jail, getting ready to be a big old riot. Everyone was involved. The Southsiders and Woods against the Blacks. It was all tense. It was all crazy. The cop woke up that morning and played the radio. Played a Godsmack song. Put the radio on with his microphone. It came out of everyone's speakers. Everyone jumped up. Started programming, getting coffee. Was in a good mood. Started playing cards. All the tension went away when the radio hit. Plus, the mentality. In prison, people accept their fate. They're like, I'm sentenced. I know how much time I have. I know when I'm getting out or if I'm getting out. In county jail, you got people just coming in. They're not knowing, bro, am I getting out? Am I going to get released? Am I going to get guilty? Not guilty? How much time? They're still thinking their family's on their team. By the time you get to prison, you realize everyone's going to leave. No, I just say that. It's not always true. Big difference in music and people's mentality. Larry Becker. Why did the NLR why did the Aryan Brotherhood, the AB, close the NLR's books? That is because NLR came up with something called FTB. I'm not even going to say what it stands for. It stands for Beep the Brand. All the lowriders got together, put FTB on them. They wanted to take over. They thought, them dudes are old. We're younger. We're the new generation. We're kicking up dust. We're wild. They actually thought they could do a takeover. So they said, FTB, F them guys. It's NLR. We're going to take this up. We're going to take over. And they couldn't do it. The brand shut them down. They didn't realize the brand's influence on the yard among the woods. I start talking fast at the end of my videos because my phone is such a piece it'll cut off after like 22 minutes. If you ever notice my videos towards the end, I start a little much faster. So yeah, Larry, homeboy, the books got closed because NLR tried to come up with a little side gang, FTB. And the brand said, Charlie Holmes, shut their books down. They didn't count on the influence they had with all the woods on the main line. So that's another viewer's choice. Live tonight, Friday live at 8 o'clock. More videos tomorrow. I got something crazy I want to tell you about my work, man. Gnarly shit's going on. Cut the string, let it fly. Peace.